do have coming in. Confirmed reports, I repeat, confirmed reports of nuclear detonation.
Slow down, on your way to future town, I say as we pass by.
Now in today's countdown we are going to be taking a look at 5 of the most beautiful, lore-friendly and immersive armors available for Fallout 4. Be they themed after a specific faction, improving on an already existing armor, or adding in a completely insane custom one. Without further ado, I give you 5 of the most immersive armors for Fallout 4. At number 5 we have the Heavy Institute Armor Corpus Praesidium mod by Scale. Now, the Heavy Institute Armor Corpus Praesidium mod adds in a brand new, custom-made suit of heavy armor into the Commonwealth, heavily themed after the Institute. The armor itself provides the user with an obscene amount of protection in terms of ballistic damage, energy damage, and even radiation resistance. Now, the Institute is by far one of the most interesting and badass factions in the entirety of Fallout 4, and even had the potential to become one of the most iconic factions in the entire series. But when it comes to their armors and gear, it can be quite underwhelming. That is why usually I would heavily recommend downloading a mod such as this, since it should spice up your game just a little bit, as well as heavily improve the entirety of the Institute faction. However, when taking another look at this armor, I had some second thoughts. The design itself is absolutely fucking insane, but the graphics can be somewhat lacking, both in terms of texture and mesh quality. Now, the armor itself can be purchased over at the Institute, and the mod maker even included 3 unique styles for this armor, and that being the Mandator, the Ideum, and the Persecutores armor. And my god, those are by far some of the most badass sounding names I've ever seen made for a Fallout 4 mod. I mean, they sound like something straight out of the Warhammer 40k universe. As well as the armor will even spawn on high-ranking synths, such as coursers and synth leaders, if you did not side with the Institute but still want to obtain this armor. Now, even though this might not exactly be the most aesthetically pleasing armor ever made, the mod maker has compensated by making this one of the strongest and most overpowered armors available in the game. As well as, I mean, come on, just look at that fat fucking ass. If nothing else, this armor is at least extra And when it comes to customization, the mod maker honestly went all out, seeing as how you could attach a plethora of augmentations to each and every single limb on this outfit. And if you don't enjoy the default design, the mod maker even provides you with the option to switch out the camo, making this armor look a little bit darker, more sinister, and a whole lot more menacing. In the Commonwealth, people are pretty weary of the Institute, and I mean, I get it. All they do is hide underground, sneak around town, and abduct people, just like my Uncle Terry. But as soon as they see an ass like this trotting its way through the wasteland, they'll be sure to rethink their opinions of the Institute. Because I think we can all agree that nothing sways people more than a thick fucking booty. At number 4, we have the CrossCourser Strigidai by Nero. Now, the CrossCourser Strigidai mod adds in a brand new suit of armor into the Commonwealth, custom made for the most powerful weapon in the entire arsenal of the Institute, the Synth Coursers. Coming packed with its very own made custom meshes, high-resolution textures, and even a few unique-looking custom visual effects. Now, the armor itself is located within the Institute, in the headquarters of the SRB, but if you did not side with the Institute and are not exactly on speaking terms with them, but still want to obtain this armor, simply track down a courser, kill him, and take this outfit off of his cold, dead body. I've seen quite a few mods that aim to make Institute coursers seem just a little bit more intimidating, but this one most certainly takes the cake. I mean, as soon as you see a courser making his way towards you whilst wearing this outfit, with a handgun in his hand and a menacing expression on his And when it comes to customization, Nero most certainly did outdo himself, considering you could customize each and every single inch of this beautiful looking outfit, choose between various amazing color schemes, and even customize the visual effects on the helmet. Since this is a Nero mod after all, there is bound to be an abundance of skimpy clothing. even on the male characters, especially on the male characters. Now you might think putting a courser in a man-thong makes him far less intimidating. I disagree. I think it's just a matter of how well you can pull it off. Now this is by far one of the most beautiful outfit mods available on the Fallout 4 Nexus. And I'm not just talking about the overall quality of this armor, nor am I talking about the sheer amount of work that was required to make a mod of this caliber. But I am referring to the overall style chosen by the mod maker. I mean, look at that! That is what the Courser uniforms should have looked like from the get-go. But you know what's the single greatest part about this armor mod? Not the sheer amount of attention to detail, not the fact that it is incredibly lore-friendly, and not even the fact that it is immensely badass, but the fact that it has no fucking face, meaning you could draw or attach on any face you would so choose. Coming up next, at number 3, we have the classic Combat Armor mod by the Fallout 4 New Vegas modding team. Now, the classic Combat Armor mod is a standalone custom-made armor mod, adding in a beautiful looking alternative to the plastic heap of garbage known to us as Combat Armor into the world of Fallout 4, coming packed with its very own custom-made meshes and high-resolution custom textures. The armor itself can be obtained in one out of two ways, either by finding it in the wasteland on various gunners, raiders or Brotherhood knights, seeing as how it has been added to the level list and can spawn on any NPC, container or alike that might usually contain combat armor. But if you are having trouble finding the armor in the world itself, the mod maker also provides you with an alternative, and that being crafting it over at the Armorsmith workbench, provided you have that mod installed. This armor looks undeniably similar to the combat armor found within Fallout 3 and even Fallout New Vegas, but the mod maker has taken the liberty of redesigning it ever so slightly, adding in his personal touch and making it feel all the more unique. Be that altering the body proportions, making the armor a bit more modular, or even elongating the fucking jockstrap. I mean, come on, just look at that fucking thing. With the help of this mod, never again will you have to deal with the awkwardness of a mid-combat hard-on, despite having to face the sexiest horrors of war and the thickest of super mutants.
Strong smash!
Now, when it comes to customization, the mod maker provides you with far more variety than the vanilla combat armor ever could. Seeing as how you have the ability to augment the armor stats-wise, alter the size of it, and even choose between a plethora of incredible looking, high-resolution, custom-made camos, which even include a specific camo for each and every single faction in the entirety of Fallout 4. Now this is by far one of the most beautiful looking, immersive, and surprisingly well-made armor mods currently available for Fallout 4. But one complaint I do however have about it is that it only comes available as a standalone armor and offers no replacer version, replacing that plastic looking pile of shit with a beautiful looking combat armor such as this. I mean, let's face it, combat armor within Fallout 4 is a classic case of Bethesda trying to mix things up a bit and failing horrendously. In fact, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the guy who came up with the new combat armor design is the same person who said, "Hey guys, you know what we need to do? Take out the fucking role-playing element out of a role-playing game." And don't get me wrong, Fallout 4's combat armor definitely looks unique and interesting, but whenever I am facing a squad of gunners, it honestly looks like I'm being attacked by a bunch of fucking toy soldiers. And if I do have to get absolutely murdered by a bunch of fucking toys, I would at least request that those toys looked like fucking Carrot Top. Nearing the end here, at number 2, we have the Brotherhood Recon mod, once again by Nero. To keep it brief, the Brotherhood Recon mod essentially adds in yet another beautiful looking custom-made outfit into the world of Fallout 4, themed after everyone's favorite technology Nazis of the Commonwealth, the Brotherhood of Steel. The armor itself comes packed with some incredible looking custom-made meshes, high-resolution custom textures coming both in 2K and even 4K, a seamless integration into the world itself, and an absolutely insane customization system I will talk about more later on. Despite never using this mod much when it came to designing my characters, I honestly think it's one of the best armor mods available on the Fallout 4 Nexus, and consider it quite a necessity for any fresh Fallout 4 playthrough, seeing as how the outfit has been added to the leveled list and will spawn on various Brotherhood Knights, recruits, and even scribes, making them look like actual fucking soldiers, opposed to the vanilla game where they just kind of looked like militarized fucking Boy Scouts. You know what? Saying that out loud honestly makes it seem kind of badass. I mean, why aren't we funding a program which... Oh no. The armor itself can be obtained in one out of two ways. Either by killing a Brotherhood recruit and looting it off of his cold dead body, if you did not join the Brotherhood of Steel but still want to obtain this armor, or by heading over to the Cambridge police station and becoming a fully fledged member of the Brotherhood of Steel. Meaning that you will not only have to complete the ArcJet Systems quest, but will also be required to complete at least one Brotherhood of Steel Radiant quest, after which the armor alongside a brand new poster will spawn within the Cambridge police station. Now this is undoubtedly one of the best armor mods currently available on the Fallout 4 Nexus. Perhaps because of the amazing looking textures and meshes, perhaps because of the seamless integration of the armor into the world itself, but mainly because it somewhat redesigns the Brotherhood of Steel, making their initiates and recruits seem far more badass. In fact, it honestly kind of makes them look like rebel pilots from the Star Wars franchise. You know, without making them look like the average 4chan user. Now when it comes to customization, much like with the previous Niero armor mods, the mod maker provides you with an obscene amount of customization capabilities. Be that because of the modular nature of the armor itself, because of the ability to further customize the armor's aesthetic with the help of the Armorsmith workbench, or even because of the obscene amount of variety when it comes to choosing the armor camo. Most of them being Brotherhood of Steel themed, which I suppose kind of does make sense, but the mod maker also provides you with a few slightly more neutral ones, such as the Renegade skin and even the Minuteman skin, if you don't want your character to be too Brotherhood of Steel themed. And if that is the case, why you chose to use the Brotherhood Recon mod is fucking beyond me. And last but not least, at number 1, we have the Kite's Handmade mod, once again by fucking Niero. Now the Kite's Handmade mod adds in a brand new custom suit of armor into the Commonwealth, very similar to the CrossCourser Strigidai armor I showcased not too long ago. But instead of looking like some form of futuristic, faceless cyborg stripper, this one retains the aesthetic of a 1930s, 1950s private eye or gumshoe. The armor itself can be obtained in one out of two ways, either by crafting it over at the chem station, provided you have the required materials and perks in order to craft it, or by finding it somewhere in the world itself. And seeing as how this outfit is heavily themed after the Railroad faction, it would only make sense for it to be located in the same old, run-down church they currently reside in. Now this is just one of those outfit mods that simply oozes class. And what better faction to theme it after than one of the most suave, sophisticated and classy factions of the Commonwealth, the Railroad. Because, let's face it, there is nothing classier than squatting in a fucking catacomb. And seeing as how this is a Niero mod after all, when it comes to the customization, this mod provides you with a plethora of options for you to choose from. Be that when taking it into the Armorsmith workbench and picking between various color schemes, or choosing between multiple designs, or even when selectively equipping the items that comprise this outfit. Very similar to the two previous Niero armor mods, this is a very modular attire, currently consisting of the base outfit, the overcoat, the gloves, the fedora, and even a cigarette, which looks just fucking great, giving you the ability to truly customize this outfit to your heart's content. Now, I was never one for choosing classy or suave outfits when it came to designing my Fallout 4 characters, but simply looking at an incredibly made armor mod such as this one is honestly making me reconsider. I mean, if nothing else, this type of outfit would be perfect for any retro 1930s, 1950s, gumshoe, railroad, or even Triggerman themed character. Perhaps even a hipster character, seeing as how it includes suspenders, a fedora, and a fucking lantern. I mean, sure, you might regularly use your gluten-free vegan vape and only wear locally sourced artisanal fedoras, but replacing your flashlight with a fucking lantern, that's some next level hipster shit. Despite this being a unisex outfit, it was initially designed to be worn by a female character, which is pretty obvious when you look at the name of the mod, the fact that the armor provides you with way more customization capabilities for a female character opposed to a male one, and especially the fact that the initial design was heavily based upon fucking porn, giving you the ability to make your character look like not only a champion of the railroad, but also the Commonwealth's most classy prostitute. If for some odd reason you actually enjoyed watching this video and would like to watch more, then subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Nagi, you've been watching Trollin' Bros. Until next time guys, I'll see ya!
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.